And here we have the Twin Sinn Spectacular. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, you got this little baby right here. The Sinn 856.S.SG. German Special Forces Security Group. What a great watch. This is based on, or rather is rooted in the 556 line, which is, you know, kind of like a field watch aesthetic, those hands, but the 856 has got the GMT complication, and this one has a date, and is part of a long line of Sinn cooperative efforts with the German Special Forces. German being, or rather, Sinn being a German brand, seems very natural. This is a real gem. They only made 150 of these little birds. And in addition to just being super duper cool in the all black, this is their tegimented steel, which is their method and process for making the steel highly scratch resistant. But I'm going to sound like a bit of a kook. It makes the bracelet feel supple, which is a very strange word to describe a metal. I should probably say smooth, and smooth would be true, but it's smooth beyond smooth. It just feels supple. I know that's makes me sound like an idiot for saying so, but it just feels great. Also has one of these little Sinn capsules in it. The I guess copper activated or something like that. Basically, when this thing turns bluish or light blue like it is, it has been absorbing moisture within the case. Now that doesn't mean there's water in there. Condensation, whatnot, means there's going to be, there's a humidic effect on it, but this is probably due for replacement. I picked this up used out of the JDM. Came in naked, no box, no papers, got it at a great price. So the US Sinn repair facility, as I understand, will swap these out for like $125, and it's just a really great piece of tech, and it's probably due to be changed. That's the funny thing about when you buy watches out of the JDM is the sizing, because the folks over there, smaller wrists, and oftentimes their watches don't come with all of the links. Thankfully, between the links that are here and the micro adjustments, this one fits me really great, and just an awesome Sinn field watch. I'm calling this a field watch. You could probably call it a pilot as well. I don't know what the German SG does. Let's see. Let's see if it says on the internets. Well, the BKA is headquartered in Weistabahn with offices in Berlin and Meckenheim. The SG Security Group headquarters in Berlin. The SG protects members of Germany's constitutional bodies and their foreign guests of state through the use of selected and trained officers with special equipment and vehicles. Cool. Really cool. Next we have this little baby, the 903H4. And you'll no doubt recognize the layout, thinking, oh, Sinn is copying a Navitimer. How sad. Nope. Wrong. Wrong. So Breitling was having tough times. I believe it was quartz crisis related, and they started selling off stuff. They started selling off a bunch of cases they had in stock, etc. And they officially licensed the patent design specs, soup to nuts, of the Navitimer to Helmut Sinn. And so Sinn paid to be able to make the exact same watch. The only caveat being, Sinn cannot call it a Navitimer. So it's not called the Sinn Navitimer. You don't see Navitimer on the dial. But 100% soup to nuts, this is a Navitimer. This particular model is a special one. It's got the moonphase. This is based on the Lemania 1883 manual wind movement. Pretty gorgeous. They only made like 300 of these. So, it's both of these are a pair of rare birds. I think it's important for us as watch collectors who are enthusiastic to share rare birds with one another. So that's why I'm sharing these two today. This is a great watch. I don't wear it near enough. It's a little bit larger on my 6.5-inch wrist, but it's still pretty thin and pretty gorgeous. And what makes this Sinn Navitimer line great, the 903 line really great, is if you love the Breitling Navitimer, if you love the aesthetic, all those scales and so forth, but you don't want to pay $4,000, $4,500 for the Navitimer, you can have a Navitimer from Sinn. I think last I checked they were mid twos to high mid twos, so let's call it $2,500 and up or thereabouts, and you can get a really great pilot's watch, a true Navitimer from Helmut Sinn himself, who was a pilot, and that's why he started the Sinn company, was to make affordable pilot's watches. And ultimately, that's what this is. It's an affordable pilot's watch and worth checking out. And just two of the reasons to check out this brand Sinn if you haven't already. And it's time for some extra credit. All right, so you know I've been promoting the need to have a watch book library. And for Sinn, this brand, it's no different. This is one of the only books I've ever found on Sinn, and it's clearly in English plus Japanese, mostly Japanese. And I bought this out of the JDM. I think it cost maybe $50, $70. Shipping from overseas, eBay. And it's a decent sized book. Let's see what we got in here. See, this is what I love in a watch book. This type of listing. Picture plus reference number. It doesn't matter that I can't read most of this book, because what I'm after is photos and the reference number, by and large. Got some really great, oh, here we go. There it is. There's the 856.S.SG right there. They only made 150 of these, and yet this model is still in this, what do they call it? Mission Timer book. So if this is in here, then most, if not every other model is in here, right? Oh, this one, the Bape Camo, bit of an odd duck. You don't see these too much anymore, but these were popping on eBay for $6,000 to $8,000 at one point. Kind of crazy. Bathing ape, Sinn. What an odd duck. Neat watch. Oh, there's the football one, the soccer watch. So many different crazy models in here. All right, here's what I was talking about earlier in the video, where it has this bezel. I really wish the SG had this bezel. It was just an added feature, right? But it gets a little busy with all these lines, but gosh, this book was so cheap considering how valuable it is. If you're interested in the brand, all these different models and so forth. Oh, here's that AR technology. I guess mine is not as in need of repair as I thought. It's closer to the left than it is to the right. It's basically like a level 2, so I guess I'm probably fine. It would be great if I could read all this, but I don't read kanji. I guess I can always research that, but well, that's an interesting one. Where was that? Oh, Sinn Blue. This model. It's got a flipper, and underneath is a compass. Cool model. So, for $50, $60, I got a really cool book of one of my favorite brands, a little bit of history on it. And, you know, as I'm trying to, you know, hunt different models and so forth, I've got this book to guide me. So, yet another reason to invest in your watch book library.